I've been thinking about how differently people react to the same news story. Something, it happens in the world. An election, a protest, a natural disaster. And everyone walks away with a slightly different take on the matter. And the thing is, we already know that. But that different take, it usually comes from how different people frame it. And these people are editors, journalists, opinion writers, humans deciding the framing. Yep, that's the part that quietly changed. Changed how? So, at first, algorithms just decided what you saw. Which articles, which clips, and which headlines showed up in your feed. People, they argued about this and complained and all this kind of stuff, but it was still people doing that. And these humans were choosing which events to explain and how to explain them. And that, it really mattered more than we realized. But isn't that basically what we still have? Different headlines for different people, different takes depending on what you click. That still feels like humans arguing about events, with algorithms just deciding who sees what. See, the thing is, that's what we thought too. The real shift wasn't who saw what. It was when no human decided how the event was framed at all. Let's take, something happened in the world. That part is real and legitimate. But instead of journalists interpreting it, AI systems, they would generate the framing themselves. And the key is not one singular version, thousands of versions, each written ever so slightly differently, depending on who it is for and whose feed it needs to land up in. So not fake, just customized? Yep, the system, it already knows what makes you angry, what makes you sympathetic, and also what makes you tune out and continue scrolling. So it frames this said event in a way that's going to move you. So what you're saying is, in the future, if something happens, I'm not seeing the news. I'm seeing a version that has been written specifically for me? Yeah, boy, yes. And someone else is seeing a completely different version of that same event. Not because they chose to read the story from a different outlet or from a different journalist, but because the system generated it that way for them. Wait, but we've always had propaganda. Isn't this just a more advanced version of that? So, fair. The thing with propaganda is it was designed to be shared. You could also argue about it with others, point to it, and then kind of compare your different opinions about it. This, it wasn't shared. See, everyone thought that they were responding naturally to the same reality. The thing is, they weren't. So, you're saying that disagreement isn't about values anymore. It's about people living inside different generated interpretations of the same event? So that's when humans quietly left the loop. No editor choosing emphasis, no journalist deciding tone, just systems optimizing for reactions, alignment, and engagement. Reality, it still happened. The thing is, it was meaning that was automated. That feels kind of controlling. See, the thing is, it didn't feel like control. It kind of felt like everything finally made sense. Because the story that you were given fitted your perspectives and viewpoint of the world perfectly. See, that's what makes me uncomfortable. It's not that AI can lie, but that maybe it could tell the truth in an explicit way that pushes my buttons. And I don't know how to argue with a version of reality that was written explicitly for me and how I see the world. And the sad thing is, we stopped sharing a world. Not because we weren't living in this real world kind of vibes, but because no one really experienced it in a similar way anymore. Anyways, people, thanks for coming along this interesting one. I am actually very curious to see what's going to happen with this kind of stuff. Maybe it's already happening. I'm actually not sure. But it's a little bit scary, no? Anyway, check tomorrow.